Well, hey guys, and welcome back. So I wanted to give you an update on that check engine light from last week. As it turns out, very simple fix. It was a gas cap, which is often the case when you see a check engine light. You know, these gas caps, they have a valve in them that regulates air, and they fail over time. So this one failed, and it was a $12 fix. So I did a little research online. You know, you can actually take these, my buddy Ace told me you can take the trucks or cars into any auto parts dealer, and they have the little computer device that'll plug in and tell you what the code is when that check engine light comes on. So I didn't know that, so that's good to know. But I did some research, and online I discovered that oftentimes it really is just a failed gas cap, which is an easy fix and inexpensive. And sure enough, that's what it turned out to be. So feel good about that. One other thing that some viewers pointed out to me, and I knew this, I just wasn't thinking, was when I was spilling that the transmission fluid, you know, when I was topping off the power steering reservoir there with transmission fluid, I was pouring it like this. And when these bottles are shaped this way, you actually want to pour it like this, and it doesn't dribble, spill like that when you pour it this way. And I knew that, I just for some reason wasn't thinking. Anyway, thanks guys for pointing that out. So not entirely sure what I'm going to work on this week. Lisa gave me a project to build a box. This is an exercise box for her, so that's something she can use to step up on and do some certain kinds of stretches with. So this is pretty simple, 21 inches wide by 14 inch deep by 17 inches high, and she wants it to be hollow, so she can flip it over, stand on the, you know, on the bottom of it, but keep things in it when she's not using it. So I'll get around to doing that this week. I'm looking around the shop here to see if I've got the right wood to build this with. And I think I might. So anyhow, we'll see if that comes together. I've been keeping an eye on these lemons over the winter. They're still not ripe. I would have thought with all the rain we've had that these would have fallen off by now, but not so. They're continuing to grow, and you know, we are getting enough intermittent sun out here that are keeping them happy. The leaves look a little yellowed, but I think that's just a function of being in the wintertime. So looking forward to making some preserved lemons. So good morning guys. I thought I'd take a quick walk out onto our docks down here at the port and just see if there's any evidence of anybody doing any crabbing. Oftentimes people will drop their crab pots out here, and it's usually pretty good crabbing. So gonna go check that out. Docks are pretty empty this time of the year because again it's winter, and it's a pretty windy place year-round. So anyway, mighty pretty. I'll show you if I turn around here. You can see our bridge out there in the distance. That's the Rogue River. Anyway, it doesn't look like anybody's out here. Take a walk further out and see if there's any evidence of any crab pots, like I said. Well, this part of the dock says, keep out. Looks like, yeah, it's a little rickety down there. This side over here looks okay. Let's take a look. They're all floating docks. but no evidence of any crab pots out here. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna drop a pot out here or not. The best place for crabbing is actually up in Bandon, which is about an hour north of us. And at their dock, all kinds of people catch crabs. So check out the weather forecast this week, and I might make a trip up to Bandon, see if we can't do some crabbing. I don't know, who knows? The forecast so far is sort of intermittent rain, and I don't really want to be crabbing in the rain. Okay guys, check back with you later. So I've got a project back at the house. The door to the laundry room rubs on the floor pretty tight, so I need to shave the bottom of that door. And I keep forgetting to bring my hand plane to do that. So I'm gonna grab that today. I should be all right with just this small file planer, but just in case, I'll bring the big boy just in case. All right. Pretty nice day today as far as rain is concerned. No rain all day, and it's a little overcast, but there are patches of blue in the sky, and the sun is obviously trying to break through. So that's nice. I do have outdoor projects here that I need to work on, but they require the tractor, and the ground is so saturated right now, it's pretty muddy around the property, and I'm afraid if I pull that tractor out, I'm just going to make more of a mess. So I think there's not supposed to be rain tomorrow either. So tomorrow might be a better day to tackle some of the tractor projects. One of the things I have to do is another farm gate, dilapidated farm gate that's all bent up, has emerged out of the brush in that back corner of the property where the junk is. And it's wrapped up in bramble and vines, and I just can't pull that out on my own. So I need the tractor to pull that thing out of there. That's something that's gonna have to go hauled off to the dump. And then I've got some other projects as well. There's an old fence that's also dilapidated that surrounds kind of, I'd say, maybe half of the orchard. It's a wire fence with some posts, and it's bent down, and deer have knocked parts of it over. It's old. Some of the posts are metal, some of the posts are wood, and they're all rotted out, the wood ones. And again, that's all overgrown as well. So that's another tractor project. I want to rip out that existing fence and kind of clean that up back there. And that'll be a fairly decent project. Take me the better part of a day to do that. But again, it's just so wet right now, so hopefully this will dry out over the next couple of days and I can get the tractor out and do that tractor work this week. If not, we'll just have to wait for drier weather. Yeah, so this is that gate I just mentioned. It's wrapped up pretty good. It doesn't look like it, but it really, it's twisted up there. It's really wrapped up down here. So this is definitely, I mean, I could come in and take hand shears and take, you know, half an hour to get this thing out of here, but it's going to be a lot more fun with the tractor. Yeah, and up in the orchard, this is the fence that I want to rip out as well. It starts here. You can see this is a metal post, but the actual fence itself is all bent up, completely overgrown. It runs all the way down. I'll show you toward the end here. It's, you know, all along here you can see. It's in pretty bad shape. Different types of posts. You know, that thing is all bent down. And then back here you've got some wood posts, and they're rotted away and bent over. You can see the deer have completely trampled these. So anyway, I thought maybe I could, you know, salvage some of this fence, but the fence is only about, not even 4 feet tall. So I'm not sure what it served, what purpose it served early on, because deer will jump right over that. Regardless, it will be it'll be a fun project to rip all that out. But again, I need to have a little bit drier day. I don't want to be tearing up the little bit of grass that we have here in the orchard. Got a fair amount of debris to clean up around the property as well. The storms that we had knocked down, you know, branches here and there. And got to get that stuff cleaned up. Lisa and I are giving serious consideration to taking down this cherry tree behind me here. It does produce cherries, but you know, the birds get those cherries really quick, a lot quicker than we can get them. And they're generally pretty high up. This tree is about, I'd say, oh gosh, at least 30 feet tall, and as wide this direction. And the problem is, I mean, it's a beautiful tree, you know, when it's leaving and so forth, but it's shading a good portion of our garden during the summertime. So it would be better for that garden area to, you know, take this tree down. But we're going back and forth on it because it is a pretty tree. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. By the way, this little guy here that we did a real hard prune on last year is also a cherry tree. So we'll be able to manage this one. We could actually even net this if we wanted to keep the birds completely out. So, you know, so it's if we did take that big tree down, it's not like we'd go without cherries. Okay, so I'm back at the house, and this is the door to the laundry room. All of our doors in the house we made, and they're all made from just 2x6s is the frame, and then just plywood framed out in the middle. So anyhow, this door, as you can see, is scraping on the bottom. And what it is, it's just the 2x6 on this end that's actually rubbing. So the rest of the door actually clears the floor, no problem. So I just need to take this off and shave a little bit of this, the end of this 2x6 side, and that should take care of it. You know, after reconsidering this, the fact that I only need to take this edge down, I really don't need to use those big planers, but rather I'll just use my palm sander. I'll put this 100 grit sandpaper on there, and that should take that off real easy. Should be in good shape. All right, guys, no more rubbing. So that was easy. And a long time overdue. Mama's gonna be happy. Well guys, thanks for joining me this week. I really appreciate it. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.